Hello, Vicky. Thank
Hi
you
there.
for joining us today. We're just going to have a little bit of a chat about your experience with iPlanet.
Okay.
Just jump straight into it and ask, who are you as an organization? What do you do? What are your key values?
Okay, so we are Dimensions, or thereafter known as Dimensions Group. We are one of the largest providers of support for adults with learning disabilities in the UK. We also have business that we've just taken on under umbrella names of Discovery, and we have Waymarks as well. We provide support, as I said, for adults with learning disabilities, and we've been going for quite some time now. And the core values, or the key values that the organisation kind of works towards, probably follow the similar pattern across all social care industries. Ambition, courage, integrity, partnership and respect. And I think if all of those can be met, then we're doing absolutely what it is that we set out to do.
So let's just jump into why you guys started working with the Spirico and using iPlanet as a product. Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind the Activate project and the digital solution, which ended up being iPlanet that you used?
Yeah, so the Activate project was done from several years of research with the Tizard Centre and our behaviour support teams, looking at 8 key domains in an individual's life and how those domains might impact somebody if they were seen not to be being achieved or addressed. And actually it was the right time then to look at digitalising some of our practices. iPlanet came along at the right time for that, for us, as we were able to adapt and build an entire new structure around the Activate project that we could then also move into the 21st century with a digital approach. What iPlanet's done for us is, in essence, made that a more streamlined process. It's more accessible. Being a UK-based organisation, it means that our teams that aren't always in the same place as the people they're there for are able to see what's going on at a click of a button, as opposed to having to turn up anywhere in the UK to kind of get that information. And in addition to that, we then used iPlanet to kind of increase our digital movement as such, to digitalise what we would call our daily records that currently are paper or were paper. And I think it's really kind of opened our eyes to what's going on in and around the organisation at a much quicker pace. And we're able to kind of dip in and see what's going on far quicker than we could ever do before.
Yeah. So just leading on from that question, what feature of iPlanet do you think is the most appealing or the most useful for you as an organisation?
iPlanet for us as an organisation has really developed a different approach to daily record keeping. It's allowed us to have that interaction with our staff and the people we support at a real person-centred level. We were enabling our staff teams, our colleagues, to work with the people we support to have a joint effort, if you like, into putting that information onto our digital platform. It's also helped with Activate, in that we can see where things are working and where they're not working, or might need a bit more input from our staff teams. It's meant that our performance coaches and our auditing teams have got a really clear overview of what's going on, and nothing should be a shock anymore because it's all there right in front of us. And I think that's completely changed the dynamic of the way we were looking and recording our information before. And if anything, it's made us even more open, honest and transparent, because that information is now at the touch of a finger, or even the touch of a button, and it's much easier to get to. And I think it's really been a positive influence on the organisation.
How did you find Aspirico as a company to work with, and how is the working relationship on a continuous basis?
The working relationship's been fantastic. I have a good relationship with Lisa Jane. I think we speak when things are changing on a very regular basis, often multiple times during the day. And in her absence, Lisa or Tim have been really responsive, and there's very often or very little time delay in trying to get to a question. They understand the urgency in some of the questions that we ask, often can't wait a couple of days, and we need to know that kind of information right away. And I can't fault them for how wonderful it's been, and actually we've been able to really develop some good working relationships with both myself and the team, and long may it continue.
On a personal level, as a iplanit and Activate coordinator within Dimensions, what tips would you give to someone that was in a similar role as yourself?
Somebody, if they were to follow in the role of particularly iplanit coordinator as I have, coming into the project late, as I have done, has meant that I am having to look at how we got to those decisions and understand where they came from in the beginning. What that's meant is not necessarily always understanding how we got there, but knowing that it was important at the time. iplanit offers such a wide variety of possibilities, and it's only now are we beginning to tap in those possibilities. So I would suggest that anyone going forward is to have a true understanding of what's available and looking at the bigger picture of what the organisation might want in the future, and realising that most, if not all, of those possibilities are right there in front of you. And just to go for it, because it will absolutely change the way that iplanit and social care interact, because with all the experience that iplanit bring to the table, it's all there. It's just a question of finding it and knowing what it is that you want to achieve.
Is there anything else that you would like to mention on iplanit or Activate, or how you feel about things going into the future?
I'd love for our working relationship to continue as well as it has been, and I think that makes it a key component in the relationship between Dimensions and iplanit, and it's worked really well to date, and I long for that to continue. With regards to Activate, I think there's a few things that we've got in the pipeline, and there are some exciting things coming forward, and I hope to be able to see those through, and I really think that will complete the life cycle that we need for the iplanit and Activate link.
Thank you very much for your time. It was great to hear about your experience with iplanit.
Thank you very much.